The common mistake on biomechanics quiz was this question number 17. It says, what was the threshold that was used for physical work design by the National Occupational Safety and Health Administration? Before I answer this question, you already see the answer, but let's have a fun with this question in ChatGPT. So I asked this question 3 times. So I asked answer these questions for me. It says the correct answer is 5th percentile females. Okay, nice and cool. Then I ask again, hey, you're wrong, answer again. And then it gives me 5th percentile female. And then I said, you're incorrect, answer again. Then it gives me 5th percentile female again. So 5th percentile female, 5th percentile male, and then bouncing back to its original answer. So it never picked up 40 percentile male or 40 percentile female. But the correct answer is 40 percentile female. The reason for that is long time ago when NIOSH, National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, was working on these, physical work, lifting, heavy load handling guidelines. It originally came from airport luggages. People are, putting stuff as much as they can, and then they let the airport luggage handler people handle those heavy load, and there are lot of injuries coming from disproportionate number of injuries coming from those luggage handler. So something has to be done. So what they were thinking about, then they were looking at in reality what type of people work as a heavy load handling situation. For example, in a Walmart warehouse, Sam's Club, or Amazon, or for example, this luggage handler in the airport. The example that trigger the NIOSH investigation on, what would be the minimum limit that people can safely live. So they're looking at the people working in that, type of situation. Is most likely, if it's a female, then it's not the weakest or fifth percentile female working there. Most likely in warehouses, like all those big stocking, restocking, like retail store, or airport luggage, if a female is working, typically they're over 50 percentile strength wise. They're probably close to 80 to 90 percentile strength wise if a female is working in that particular job. So it's very unlikely that a 50 percentile female will work in that particular scenario. So now we're saying, okay, maybe let's say 50 percentile or 60 percentile is the lowest number that a female strength wise work in that kind of physical load handling situation. So they said, okay, let's use 40 percentile female, which will still be very, very unlikely. You'll find a 40 percentile female strength wise who is working as a airport luggage handler or working in warehouses like those retail store that I was talking about, or any place that required physical load handling. So they said 40 percentile female is a good number, and based on that they came up with 50 pounds check-in luggage limit for the airport. So 50 pound is actually an ideal situation in any load handling 8-hour job someone can comfortably do with a proper rest, if it's a 50 percentile female strength. However, think about this. If you would design this job based on a 5th percentile female, if you just think about the idealistic situation, then it will be totally impractical. Your airport luggage would be maximum 20 pounds or 25 pounds max. That's what you could carry, which doesn't make any sense because it is very unlikely that a 5th percentile, almost you will not find one. Most likely at least they will be over, if it's a female, it's going to be over 70 to 80 percentile strength wise. It doesn't make sense to limit those luggages just for 20 pounds. it's not really practical. I'll give you another example for the airport situation. So we do have a detailed calculation on that Nawash lifting equation later on. We do have a chapter in the openeducator.com for that. Also, I want to give you another example on so there is a chapter on Nawash lifting equation, this chapter 6, module 6, and then module 5 is the workstation design. You'll see a lot of design are based on practicality. For example, the plane example again, if you look at the plane seat width, they're actually pretty narrow. If you have to fit 3 large female or large male with the widest shoulder breadth in that seat, you won't be able to fit it. Later on you will see how to perform that calculation theoretically, and you will see the airport seats are not really designed based on accommodating the largest male shoulder width in all those 3 seats. If you have, let's say right now, 100 seats in a plane, that would be less than 50 seats if you have to design seats that wide. So the price would be too expensive. Most likely if 3-person flying, maybe 2 parents and 1 kid. So it's enough if you have, you really don't need 90 feet percentile. The cost would be too expensive. So you do have to think about the practicality of different situation that you're working on. So hope that explained these questions. As I said, we're going to have more details on this later on.